Hello. Back again. Still Monday, so I guess I'm getting better at making videos. We'll see if I actually post it. Um, but yeah, I've been cleaning. I've done some laundry. Um, Went and finally got some mail from this mail place that I had a mailbox. Hopefully, I still have it there. Um, Actually, hoping I still have the mailbox because when I picked it up, it was in a bag. So I guess they couldn't fit in the mailbox, but I don't know if they actually closed the mailbox. They're good people though, so if they did, I don't blame them. But anyway, so I was going through, got that, and did some laundry, did a bunch of dishes, or all the dishes, and made something to eat, and then did all the dishes again. And then fed the little terrorist, shoestring assassins, and then just trying not to stress too bad. Just a little bit ago, got a text, from I guess the director, whoever it is. I guess the new guy that runs the place, um, asking about getting rid of the cats again. So about went off the rails in my mental health. I'm trying to not think about it. I'm just praying that something comes through. That I don't have to have this fight because I can't give up one. It'd be like trying to give up one of my kids. I don't know which one it would be. And just not really fair. I did everything they told me to do. The last director, the last people that were here. It's not my fault that they have such high turnover. That maybe the organization ain't that great, or there's a lot of things. They had a guy here threatening people, with a knife, and he was here for almost 2 years. But God forbid they want to threaten to get rid of somebody because they have rescued some cats that they encouraged. That was encouraged to rescue to begin with. Like I said, the mama was a stray that was here, and they had a stray problem. Cats are everywhere, getting underneath cars, getting hit by cars, dying here. It wasn't a good look, especially for being a place for recovering vets. And especially getting federal funds. An apartment complex, it still doesn't look good. But that's one thing, But a place like this, it just makes it look like it's like they don't care about the animals, and how they want to care about the people, right? A lot of us, I guess this is a transition house. All of us came off the street in some form or another. Some of us have been there for longer than others. Some of them are worse than me. A lot of us have mental health problems, PTSD, to say the least. So a lot of us have been in that position where we feel like a stray. Feel like an animal in some ways, or depending on how long you've been out there, people have treated you that way maybe for a few years. So the fact that they treat the stray animals that way kind of just, I don't know. To me, it feels bad. They even said we had to stop feeding the outside cats. They're under the illusion that these stray cats will just automatically feed themselves, and that's not the case. They don't know the difference between a stray and a feral. They think any cat that's been abandoned is feral, and I try to tell them most of these are just been dumped right here behind the Goodwill. Between the Goodwill and this transitional place, it's just like an empty spot, and people just dump animals there all the time. And especially, now I guess at this time of year, because it's kitten season apparently here in our county. There's only 4 animal officers for the entire county, and about 500,000 at least stray and abandoned cats. And that's just cats in the area, so it's a problem. And I know that it's a sticky situation. Nobody really wants to deal with it. They could be afraid of, they're too welcoming, that there'd be more cats. But I try to tell them that they should at least do something where start trapping and neutering, and they did with the last administration. The last guy that was here, they did for a while. I helped help the trappers catch at least 4 that have been fixed and released, and I'm pretty sure it's all the breeding males except one, and the one that hasn't is an older orange guy, and he's just too smart for the traps. But he also doesn't seem to be too interested in chasing the females right now. So I don't know if it's because he's old, or Anyway, that's just what I've been going through. Been stressing. So this might be a fight. I might be back on the street. Might be living in a tent. I don't know. Might be homeless. I'm trying to live with these 4 cats because I can't give them up. They're like family. So I'm just praying to God we'll figure it out. Speaking of shoestring assassins, I stepped out to throw some trash out, and I had the mail and some stuff on the bed that I just put a new sheet on, and I haven't yet finished making it. Well, they were in here bouncing off the walls, and they have much. See, had a stack there, but it was nice and neat, and they just knocked everything else on the floor. Like a chain of destruction. See, I had some stuff there, and that's how they knocked it there. Then I had what Mama's sleeping on. It was a laundry bag that some of the laundry came in. I hope I took it all out. If not, probably have to wash it again because now it's Mama's pillow for the time being. But you see how cute she is. You can't really say no to Mama. I mean, she's the one that kind of decided to move in. I would say I'd adopted her, but I don't really think that's how it went. She just showed up and looked at me one day and said, "You're going to be it." And then she proceeded to steal my heart. And I went from telling her I don't think I'm going to like cats to telling her she's my baby. She's been changing my life. Helped me so much with mental health, and I couldn't imagine life without her. And then her little babies, little shoestring assassins. There's Batman. It's like they're like toddlers. Like they just play and crash around until they get tired, and they just kind of pass out wherever they are at. So he kind of passed out halfway on the bed, halfway off. Miss Harley Quinn passed out in the middle of the bed. She's already got bat fur. They must have been wrestling on the bed. Just cleaned it. And then we got of course, the mail they all tossed around. Probably fighting over King of the Hill of the clean spread. And then we got Miss Ivy. Just all spread out. And you can see the wall there. They've been targeting that. I don't know what the deal is with that. It started off with just a little hole, but it's not a hole, but like a pill. Like it's a pill in the paper or the paint or whatever, and it just flakes off. So, it's probably because they don't really pay that much to clean these places after, or to take care of them all that well. There's a few places now that just got no AC and they got a window unit in because they just won't fix it. So, we'll just see. Anyway, I guess I'm gonna get back to cleaning some and getting ready. I got a little thing tonight to try to make some side money I need, and then we'll figure it out. Alright, from the Shoestring Assassins out.